Hi, Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Thursday, May the 17th, back after a long vacation with news from Arkansas. This morning at War Memorial Stadium, the 70-year-old football venue in Little Rock, officials of the Arkansas Department of Parks and Tourism and the University of Arkansas announced that a deal had been reached to continue playing some University of Arkansas football games at the stadium through 2024. It'd only be every other year, a University of Missouri game Thanksgiving week in Little Rock. In intervening years, a red-white inter-squad game would be played there, which is not the same thing as a regular football game, but it continues some Little Rock presence here. University officials and state officials were anxious to say that it's a uniting influence to have some Razorback games played in Little Rock rather than all played in Northwest Arkansas. Chancellor Joe Steinmetz said the University of Arkansas is a statewide institution, not just a Northwest institution. We shall see how this works out. There's a bigger stadium in Fayetteville. They make more money there. Games in Little Rock will be contingent on Little Rock people buying 47,000 tickets each time the Missouri plays here and producing more than $2 million in revenue for the University of Arkansas. Otherwise, the deal might have to be scrapped. There also is an agreement that improvements will be made to the stadium, and Wi-Fi connections, loudspeakers, and other technical areas will cost several $1 million. Source of that money is not yet quite clear. Well, lawsuits continue apace in the question of advertising in judicial races. There's a lawsuit by Courtney Goodson trying to stop advertising by a dark money group against her candidacy. A Fort Smith TV station has filed a motion to have an order in that case suspended and for the advertising to be allowed to continue. A judge that issued that injunction has gotten off the case because his wife works for a law firm that's owned by the husband of Justice Courtney Goodson. The thing gets awfully swampy when you investigate the details. There'll be a hearing tomorrow by another judge appointed from outside the circuit who will decide what happens on this case. These dark money ads are a terrible thing. They're perverting the judicial election process, no doubt about it. But even bad actors have First Amendment rights, and that's probably why this order should be put by the wayside. Speaking of lawsuits, David Couch, Little Rock attorney, filed a lawsuit in the state Supreme Court today asking that Leslie Rutledge be forced to certify an initiated act for the ballot that would raise the minimum wage in Arkansas. She's refused repeatedly to certify the thing. She says it's not clear enough, even though it is virtually identical to something approved by voters on a ballot initiative in 2014. The Supreme Court needs to act. The issue must be advertised by June the 6th. Time is running out. Leslie Rutledge clearly should not be allowed to be the sole arbiter on the people's right to petition for a change in government. So far, that's what's happening right now. Well, down in Grant County yesterday, there was a guilty plea to a murder case. Rusty Draper, who was 45 years old, admitted he shot a 17-year-old Sharon High student in the head. He'd begun stalking him because the student had apparently started dating a girl that his own daughter had once dated. Sad case. He'll spend the rest of his life in prison. Yesterday, Mike Poore, the Little Rock School District Superintendent, objected strenuously, and it was a welcome change of heart from his quarter, against suspending the rules to allow still more charter schools to operate in the Little Rock School District and take more students away from those schools without any showing that the charter schools necessarily do any better educating those poor students the Little Rock School District does. Undoubtedly, because this proposal is backed by the wealthy Walton Foundation, and a member of the committee that voted on the proposal works for the Walton Family Foundation, Nachman Williams, this will eventually be approved by the State Education Department anyway. We need our school district back in Little Rock, that's for sure. Well, here's news. It's sort of a dog bites man or man bites dog news. Rob Ryers, who's a Republican candidate for 3rd District Congress in Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, issued a statement today that says human beings are not animals. Well, this wouldn't be too controversial, except that's what the President of the United States called the immigrants seeking protection in the United States. He called them animals. They say, oh, there's a context there. Well, there wasn't much of one. He has a low opinion of immigrants. Rob Ryers thinks all human beings are not animals, and I'm waiting for other Republican candidates for office to second what he said, not expecting any broad support for that point of view. Tom Cotton and John Bozeman, the senators from Arkansas, yesterday voted against preserving net neutrality. That is, they want more money to go into the pockets of corporate interests, even if it harms the public in general. But the Senate got a few Republicans to come around to their way of thinking, and they voted to reinstitute the net neutrality rule. The House of Representatives didn't expect it to follow up, unfortunately.
We tell our girls they can be anything they want to be. And for a while, they believe it.
I want to be a doctor and a rock star. I want to be a veterinarian.
A few months ago, my daughter Evie asked me if being a lawmaker is an all-boy job. That was the day I decided to run. If my daughter wants to be a world-famous singer, I will be her biggest supporter. And if she wants to be a state representative one day, she needs to know that's available to her too. My path hasn't been typical. I've been a lawyer, a stay-at-home mom, a teacher, and now I'm running for office. I know firsthand that it's never too late to build the life you dream of for yourself. Every Arkansan should have that same chance. We all tell our little girls that they can be anything they dream. Let's build an Arkansas where we can keep that promise.
Chelsea Clinton, the daughter of President Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, will be in Little Rock Sunday to talk about her book, She Persisted, Stories of Women Who Overcame Hardships to Achieve Great Things. Good message in that for all of us. Persist. There's a lot of things to persist against these days. I'm happy to say I'm back to contribute my small part. If you want to follow my travelogues, sign into my Facebook page. I've been in the Middle East. Same day as Mike Huckabee in Jerusalem. Unfortunately, we didn't cross paths. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.